Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron, and we got a very special, kind of cool video today. But before we start it, I will actually break down the ground rules of how we are doing this video and why it is the way it is, so that um, some peeps do not get confused. What we're doing right here is a top 20 list for Vinegar Syndrome. My top 20 single releases. There will be no box sets in this specific video. There, not for this list anyway. There will be no UHDs in this list, and there will be no kind of like special VSUs, VSPs, or any of that sort. What we decided is to pick 20 titles that I really love from Vinegar Syndrome. Also, they had to be 20 titles that I could not have done a one watch on. They had to be titles that I've watched at least 2 or more times because I like to do the second viewing test. Hey there, Swift. Welcome, man. With the second viewing test, what that means is sometimes you can watch a movie and you can really love it, but it's the excitement of first seeing the film or the features or something. So it's when you get into watching the movie a second time that you find that you can really tell if it's a film that you really like or not. So that was something that was important. Also, I've been asked recently a couple times by a couple different people, and hey there, Corey, in a couple different ways, was what is Vinegar? Do I like Vinegar Syndrome and what they're putting it now as much as they put it before, or what era of Vinegar Syndrome do I like? Because Vinegar Syndrome has been around for a while now, 10 years to be precise. This is their 10th anniversary. I remember on their 5-year anniversary, I got some snazzy little titles over there that aren't included in here, but I can show them afterwards anyway. I did choose some titles that here that are probably not available anymore, but like I said, these have to be 20 titles that I like. The way that I'm listing these are basically by spine number, not by the number that I liked it, but by spine number. Why by spine number? Because at the end of this, we'll look at the spines of these and see where the Vinegar Syndrome, like where it fits. Is it a lot of the early stuff? Is it a lot of the mid tier stuff? Is it a lot of the newer stuff on the list? It's the best way to find out and the easiest way that I can think about. We're also going to look at the Vinegar Syndrome mid-year sale that's half at Black Friday sale that's going on soon, and there's some neat little stuff there that I want to talk about. But first, let's start the list with number 20. Now remember, these are in only the order of spine, not in the order of how I like them. And number 20 is my Rubagalando Jr. title that I wanted to have on this list. It is spine number 331, and it is the newest spine on this list. And we have Cemetery of Terror, and I apologize for my Spanish-speaking people there, Ladrones de Tumbs. De Tumbas. It is Cemetery, Grave Robbers. It's an excellent little title that I really, really enjoyed. Why did I say Cemetery of Terror? That's the other one. That I truly, really enjoyed. And I think it is a lot of fun. Swift, thank you so much, man. It is our first super chat in a while, and I want to thank you, Swift, for that. I really appreciate it, especially right now where this has become my primary job. For those that didn't know that, this is what I do. This is I bought this when it came out, and at the time it had a slipcover to them. Well, we're gonna find out. You're gonna find out the eras of Vinegar Syndrome that kind of like got me into it the most here, and that's one of the neat things I wanted to do about that with this. Hey there, Dave. In number 19 place, but is Blood Games. So I love this movie. This is one that I watch. Hey there, Rafe. So many times. It is such a good title. This was the slipcover. It went out of print really quickly. The slipcover did, and it's just such a cool movie. The actress that did this became a very popular, like stunt woman, like extremely popular stunt woman. Her name is Laura Albert. So if you've seen a movie with a lot of female stunts in it, 9 chances out of 10, she's probably one of the people that did those stunts there. So bad. Thank you. I'll get there. Hey, good afternoon, Anthony. And the number 18 spot, we have Spookies. Is Spookies a great movie? No, Spookies is insane, but it's a fun movie, one that you watch. Well, by the way, I'm going to get to the 10th spot. We're going to go over to the half of the Black Friday sale. I'm going to talk about some stuff that's there as well, and make sure we get a lot of stuff out. So this one has great stuff in it. Not every Vinegar Syndrome title is region free. You have to look to be sure. Now, the ones that I've mentioned so far, and that's a good thing to mention, Rafe, is which one of these are which ones of these are region free, guys? Guys, so the this one, Blood Games, is region A. The Grave Robbers is region free. And Spookies is also region free. What's really nice about Spookies is there's two feature-length documentaries on here. There's a documentary on Vipco, which was a company in the UK. I'm sure my UK viewers are going to know this. That did a lot of video nasties. And there's a documentary on the making of Spookies and the fact that I used two directors, and it was really insane and fun, and this whole great amount of stuff on there. So we're still in the 300s, and with number 17, we're still in the three. We hit the 200s with Party Line. I like this one. I'm a big fan of Party Line. It's got Leif Garrett in here. Actually, the cast in this one is pretty cool. I think it's Richard Hatch too, right? Richard Hatch, Richard Roundtree, Sean Weatherly, Leif Garrett, and Greta Blackburn. So all in all, it is a great cast for this here film. It is one of those erotic thrillers. And you don't have to guess what the killer is in this one. Like most of the erotic thrillers, there's no guessing the killer. Basically, the killers are put out there. And this one does have two killers. That has a brother-sister duo that are basically seducing people, getting them back to the house, and committing murder. Richard Hatch is a detective that is trying to search them down, and it is a really fun title. Richard Hatch, by the way, rest in peace. He was a very nice guy. He was extremely nice to me when I met him at a convention. We're still in the 200s right now. We will be talking about the erotica titles and the outlaw titles. If you're a member, Rafe, of our Patreon, the Crimson Cult, so the Live Movie Club. So that's patreon.com/the Live Movie Club, and we talk about it on there because we can't talk on regular channel. So right here is there's nothing out there. By the way, this is a really fun title. It's by Rolf Kaninsky, who does some incredible stuff. The features on this are amazing. There's actually extra movies on. There's an extra movie on here, an extra short film with the absolutely brilliant Tiffany Shepis called Mood Boobs. She's not the star, but Tiffany Shepis shines in everything that she's in. People are wondering if that movie's actually going to make it on there. And we are at 206, at spine number 260. They're playing around right now. They started with them cleaning each other. But now they're just Next up is a Graydon Clark film, and it's a fun one. It is The Uninvited. So Uninvited, there's been a lot of movies that had this title. This is the one that about the sort of killer cat, basically it's a monster film. The monster is kind of ridiculous looking, but it's Graydon Clark, so it's it's going to be fairly cheap. It's kind of a great cast. Graydon Clark movies always have great casts on them. So we got guys like George Kennedy, Alex Cord, Clu Gallagher on this in this film. Not only does it have the regular cut, but has an alternate international cut of this film as well. So it is a really cool little film. Definitely recommended, guys. And just so you guys know, that's 15, and that was number 259 on the in the logos. At the end on the numbers. So at the end of it, we'll see which time period got the most votes. Hey there, K-Dog. Welcome, man. It's a gorgeous day, almost too gorgeous for me right now. One of my favorite Vinegar cinematographers of all times, and probably one of my most watched ones, is Incubus. I really like this one. I remember reading the book as well, but I like the twist because this isn't the same as the book. It's a different Incubus. This one is region free, by the way, and it's a great little title. It's got a fantastic cast here. You're looking at John Cassavetes in this one, John Ireland, Kiri Keane is in this one as well. Again, scored by Stanley Myers, who did The Deer Hunter. It was photographed by Albert J. Dunk, who did Class of 1984, and it is directed by John Howe, that did stuff like American Gothic and Legend of Hell House. So it's got quite a pedigree behind it. It's a very unique, different film in that it takes a lot of chances into a lot of different things with its style and the way that it actually. Hey there, Kaz, welcome, man. The way that it actually does things. I like the camera work in this film in particular, and the spine number on this one is 251. Next up is spine number 253. I got these out of order, so I do apologize. But it is a Canuck exploitation one and a really, really, really good one. called Sudden Fury. If you've never seen this one, it's definitely one to check out. It is definitely it's a more of a serious, more of a downbeat style film. Um, and if you do want to have Sudden Fury, be sure to use the you know like button, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You can join my Patreon channel if you are somebody that has the ability to do it. Feel free to donate or super chat. Uh, but more than anything else, enjoy the video. Sudden Fury is a exploitation that's very different. Basically, it is a couple that are going. Basically, the husband is going to show his wife what his new kind of get rich scheme is. She has money, he really doesn't, so he needs her money in order to get it started. She's fed up with him kind of trying things and failing. Meanwhile, they meet a guy along the way in another car who just happens to kind of pass them, and he gets caught up in a murder or attempted murder. This one here is Canucksploitation, so it's Canadian. Um, Actually, if you've ever watched the show Inspector Gadget, one of the guys here does an important voice for Inspector Gadget. He was actually a very big voice artist later on. And next up, we have 228. And this is a personal favorite of mine, though it is not a personal favorite of a lot of people. So I'm going to preface that one right away. It's one that I saw a lot when I was younger because owned a we owned a store. And we had a corner store. My mom had a corner store, and basically, we watched. There was a movie section, and this one here is Pets. Pets is a very different film. It's unique. It's kind of weird. It is done by the guy that did Runaway Nightmare, but I actually think this is a lot better than the Runaway Nightmare. Is it by the guy that? I thought for sure the guy that's in Runaway Nightmare is in this. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. And it is Mike Cartel. This one is region free, by the way. It is all three regions, and I just really enjoy this film. It's a weird film. It makes little sense at times. It's almost like a free flowing stream of consciousness film, but I really enjoy it. And that one is 228. Now we have reached the 10 mark, and I think at this point, what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the latest email that came from Vinegar Syndrome, and then we're going to go from 10 to 1. Unless there's a brand new one, I think the one is right about here. We're going to read this, and we're going to get back to the list. So see if there's any new hints. Holy hell, half of the Black Friday 2023 is now under 3 weeks away, kicking off again at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, May 26th, running until 11:59 p.m. on Monday, May 29th. So it's important. I get asked this every time. So it is going to be going from 12:01 Eastern Standard Time on May 26th. When they say Friday, that really means like Thursday night, Friday morning, and Monday, 11:59 p.m. Monday night, 11:59 p.m. It's an interesting one. I think if you like that's style, Pets is a lot of fun. So we got so many ghoulish goodies for you that your eyes might pop right out of your skull. To recap, what's known so far? Our 4K UHD release of Paul Verhoeven's Incredible Showgirls is guaranteed to be the best edition of the film to date, featuring a brand new restoration handled by Vinegar Syndrome from Verhoeven's director, supervised, and improved color grade. That's actually really cool. All presented on a maxed out bitrate UHD of 100. So UHD 100 is what you want. Night Owl is good. Actually, I like it. I like Night Owl. So I'll get that out. We've got 5 brand new and exclusive interviews, plenty of archival treasures, and a thick new booklet of essays. And as of yesterday, and as our latest VSU, the packaging will be a sight to behold. It usually is. Nambula Baba's Breakthrough Giallo, Blade in the Dark, makes it worldwide UHD. It's got a really cool case. Check it out, by the way, guys, if you've seen it. Has been one of our most comprehensive restorations to date, as 3 master restoration artists each spent over a month getting it to look better than ever before. It's also going to be maxed out with a bit rate of UHD 100. Part 2 is fun. Don't expect Part 2 to be in the same quality as Freeway 1, but I think it's a lot of fun and a lot. It's more like direct to video but it is still super sleazy and super kind of like just uniquely. I thought it was a lot of fun. Plus, to celebrate this legendary brutal Jello, we've designed a brand new magnetic box to hold all the tears. Yep. See below for pictures, and are including a 40-page book of essays surrounding the package. This will be cool for Jello fans. Blade in the Dark with this type of release is going to be really, really good, cool, and going to be something people are going to buy a lot of during the sale. Also in the works are Uli Lomel's Notorious the Boogeyman, which will be dished out in its Ultimate UHD edition, along with what may be our most unusual Euro set yet, Villages of the Damned, featuring trio of impossibly rare, fascinating, jaw-dropping slices of Spanish horror, all of which are making their disc's debut outside of Spain. Reese Witherspoon definitely did. Meanwhile, our two secret surprise UHCs are shaping up nicely, each featuring multiple cuts and an abundance of extras. The culminative kill counts may also be a new record. In addition, our set of wildly different VSAs are also prime examples of the type of early 80s weirdness we love so much. In their own ways, are sort of tributes to America, albeit with creatures, fight scenes, and other countries standing in for the good old US of A. One also will mark its world uncut disc debut. So I am expecting something along the lines of a Champagne and Bullets, maybe foreign style, maybe a Mondo Macabre-esque title, at least for one of these. Finally, our next VSL, the Vinegar Syndrome Labs, that's where they do the older films, is also our Vinegar Syndrome Labs first. It's a box set. The 4-film collection is something we've been wanting to do for a long time. We'll also mark our first foray into this particular breed of out there Euro cinema. I've seen a Buzz new announcement for Razorback. I love Razorback, so I did not see that announcement, but I will check it. Hope you will like it because there's plenty more where these came from. A new breed of Euro cinema. And I'm going to mute me for a second so I can actually take a sip of my drink and it doesn't slurp. There we go. As usual, the come to sale will also have a fresh array of t-shirts, merchandise, posters, and more in addition to 2 new catalog slips. So 2 new slipcovers. For the early Vinegar Syndrome releases, for those that don't know, they didn't have slipcovers initially. The first slipcover was for a movie called The Undertaker with with our favorite Maniac. And I think this next one would have been Jack Frost. And yes, I have the original slips. And also heads up, just as we move yearly subscriptions from Black Friday to January, we'll be moving halfway subscriptions. So halfway subscriptions won't be happening on halfway sale this time. Nope, it's going to be happening on July 1st. That means we'll have a mini subscriber week from July 1st to July 7th. More info on that is to come. There's a lot of stuff to unpack there, and we'll unpack the rest of it after the top 10. And speaking of really cool slipcovers, let's talk about number 190. Hello. And that is Demon Wind. I got a few second sight. I'm hoping to buy more now that I'm closer to the UK. And I do have a few Signal ones as well. But second sight's one of my favorites, actually. The stuff they do is amazing. This one is a great little one. It's pretty much kind of a low budget, kind of cross between Evil Dead with the Lucio Fulci film. And just the kind of the wonderfully beautiful, insane way of it. I love this slipcase. I would love to see more of these particular slipcases. I'm a sucker for these things. This, by the way, is 190, and it stars Eric Larson. No, if you're a comic book fan, it is not that Eric Larson. And this has what I like to call one of my favorites because it is Kung Fu Magician. Kung Fu Magician. And from there, we go to 187. And by the way, just for those that are still wondering, the production for part 2, hopefully it's good. Part 2s lately of older films don't tend to like have that kind of same feel. Grizzly 2, for instance. Trip with the Teacher. This is one that really surprised me. This was kind of I had it like I think I had this in a multi-pack. I never ever watched it. and I just decided to pick it up one day. It was like it was going to print. I think this went into print actually. This is a region-free release, uh, and I was kind of curious about this because it starred Zelman King. And for those who don't know, Zelman King like created like a lot of shows. Like I guess the Red Shoe Diaries. Have you ever seen Red Shoe Diaries? Like the movie or the TV series. That was the creation of Zelman King. He was like in the forefront of creating this like erotica era of television. But he's in this. He's the lead villain in this one here, and he's really good. So acting wise, he's extremely good as well. This film kind of stood out because Earl Barton made this, and it was as far as I know, I'm pretty sure this is the only movie that Earl Barton ever made. This was his directorial debut, and he said everything he wanted to say in this film, and he didn't do another one. Um, it's really good. So he had been around films before. He'd seen lots of exploitation stuff, and he had really gotten the taste and the feel for that type of cinema. So Trip with the Teacher, definite recommendation if that one's still available. Next up is one that I love showing off because it's a beautiful slipcover that's lying out of print and doing that flex, right? It is My Chauffeur. Very, very different from most Vinegar Syndrome titles. We got Deborah Foreman, Sam Jones, Penn Teller's in this one as well. Howard Hessman. We got E.J. Marshall. Just a great cast. It's very different. It is an 80s comedy, not even like an 80s sex comedy, like you might expect Vinegar Syndrome. No, it is an 80s comedy. It's extremely well done. It is a region free. And if you've never seen this movie, I 100% recommend it. You will, if you never fell in love with Deborah Foreman when watching Valley Girl, or fell in love with Deborah Foreman while watching um, April Fool's Day, you're going to definitely fall in love with Deborah Foreman while watching My Chauffeur. She is incredible in this. And yes, it is Sam Jones from Flash Gordon, and he does a great job. Let's put that cover up there again. Next up is another one that people automatically thought was was kind of a sexy comedy, but it wasn't. It was a very dark film, and that is Spy Number 167, and that would be Malibu High. It looks like your typical Porky's American Pie era 1970s film. It is not. It is a very different, very much a darker film. Almost looks like a cracked or Mad Magazine cover, doesn't it? That went in such a unique direction. I did not at all expect what this movie was going to be, but man, was I glad when I finished watching it. And I think it was a day or two later, I sat down and watched it again just to really kind of get in my mind like that this movie was the kind of movie that it was, and really to blow my mind. Next up is number 162 in the Vinegar Syndrome label, and that is Psycho Cop Returns. I almost passed on Psycho Cop Returns because I had only seen Psycho Cop. I had not seen Psycho Cop Returns before I watched this. I thought I did, but I didn't. And you know what? I wasn't that big on Psycho Cop. It was definitely a Maniac Cop knockoff. Psycho Cop Return is very different. It's got this own sort of humor to it. It's got the late Julie Strain is in this one. Barbara Niven's here. Directed by Adam Rifkin, the guy who directed Detroit Rock City, what was not expected as well. But it's a really cool film, and I definitely recommend it. This slipcover is no more, but still, it should not stop you from getting Psycho Cop Returns. It's a great release. We're getting down to the top 6, and in the there's no particular order for these. We're doing these by spine order, and this one is spine number 149. This was a particular fun one for me because I really am a big fan of Diane Thorne from the Elsa films and stuff. So I found that she was in this, and that's initially what attracted me to this film. But these films, because there's 2 of them, and that this here is Blood Mania and Point of Terror. It was directed by Robert Vincent O'Neill and Alec Nichol, starring, of course, what's his name? Is it Peter Carpenter? Yeah, starring Peter Carpenter in both of these. And in both these films are basically Peter Carpenter and all the girls that love Peter Carpenter and what Peter Carpenter has to do. But the neat thing about this one, this particular version of it is out of print, is that initially it had a third disc right here, and on that third disc, it had a limited edition alternate television cuts of both of the films. Very intriguing, very cool. Really like this one. And that's not the only double feature to be on this list, by the way. I tried to keep the double features down as much as I could, but I could not miss spine number 138, by the way, which also is region free, and as was that one right there. And that is Murder Weapon Deadly Embrace. It is the Linnea Quigley double feature. It is really, really cool. And we got some great cast members in there. Linnea Quigley, Jan Vincent, Lyle Wagner, Karen Russell, Mindy Miller, Jack Carter, Michelle Bauer, Michael Jacobs Jr., the guy from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. It is a really cool double feature. And when this was initially done, you got a Blu-ray and DVD version of this. I'm not sure if the DVD copy is still available. You can check online. But it's a really good release. It is number 138, and really, really enjoyed these two films. One that I know is sadly no longer available, but I'd love to see them put it out again, is Spine number 134, because I think everybody needs to experience this movie, and it is Horror House on Highway 5. They got the rights to two Richard Casey films, this one and another one called Hellbent, which is also an amazing film and almost made this list. But I really dig this movie. It is insane. This movie makes absolutely no sense and all the sense at exactly the same time. So basically, as I will read from the back and see if you guys can pick any sense out of this, a mysterious killer wearing a Nixon mask terrorizes and murders a young couple. A professor assigns his group a project investigating strange events connected to a possibly dead Nazi scientist, Dr. Frederick Bartholomew. Doctor's assistants kidnap students, holding them hostage and torturing them. Meanwhile, Nixon stalks the night. You met Ginger Lynn and Michelle Bauer. Oh, amazing. Ginger Lynn actually is on my is going to be on my one of her films, at least one of her films, on my Patreon list of my top Rodkin films. K-Dog. So I'll be doing that one actually this week. I am so jealous, by the way. Just to let you know, I'm super jealous, but super stoked for you, man. This is fun. It's insane. That is great. Like $20 Canadian for an autograph. Like, especially now, you don't see that anymore. There's so many like that are super expensive, and I understand it. Like they do it differently, but I would love to meet Michelle Bauer. She seems like a really nice girl. I'm actually going to sip, so I apologize because I'm making next time I promise I'll. Next up, number 3 is spine number 148, and it is this one right here, Jack Frost. I told you I love those in TikTok covers, but I also got to say, this is a really fun film. And now I think going out of print from Vinegar Cinema, but still available through MVD Rewind, along with its sequel, Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. Jack Frost is a lot more fun than you expect it to be, and it has a very early appearance from Shannon Elizabeth, who'd go on to do a lot of stuff, including American Pie. You know what I'm talking about. But a great little film, including with a role from Crystal Allport from To Live and Die in LA. But beers, oh, cool. What is her favorite beer? Do you know her favorite beer? I'm kind of curious. Does she like Canadian beer? But this is a great release. It's a lot of fun. It's not exactly, I wouldn't say it's family friendly, but it's because it's that scene in the bathtub. But it's still one of those cheesier, kind of less intense. The next one is very much not a family friendly film because it is spine number 90. And from Vinegar Syndrome. What's spine number 90, you might ask? It's Nightmare Weekend. Nightmare Weekend has the best cover I've ever seen on a movie. Is it the best movie? No. Does the movie suit the cover? No. Is this another one of these movies that's so insane that I love it? Yep. It has Dale Metcalf from Pet Sematary as one of the leads in this one here. This was made in Florida by a French crew. Hey, Planamando, welcome, man. And yes, please hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. This is one of the first Vinegar Syndrome I about. And oh boy, it's a thing. So there's a sentient puppet, uh, silver balls that do various things, a supercomputer that can change people's personalities, and an evil scientist, a weird like scene, you know what I'm talking about, in the middle of a bar. Uh, it's just such a strange film. There's a sequence in the movie where there's this chauffeur that's he drinks a lot. I think he may have an alcohol problem because he gets a sandwich, and the sandwich is two slices of bread with a flask in between it. I kid you not. That is a nightmare weekend. Last, but definitely not least, is number 17. Uh, so did Raw Force make it on the top 20 list? It didn't actually. I love Raw Force. Would have been like maybe around 25. Uh, what did make it? Well, my very first Vinegar Syndrome title, the one that I bought first, the one that made me realize Vinegar Syndrome was a thing. Because until number 17, I didn't know. Night Train to Terror. It's a anthology, a portmanteau, if you like. Yeah, it's definitely a portmanteau with three stories that actually were their own films, but they're truncated here to make an actual film. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you want to see the actual film, and in this case, you get to see one of the full length films for one of these. We have three stories here. We have Harry, Greta, and Claire. The wraparound for this one is absolutely insane and fantastic. It is the God and Satan on a train while a rock band plays, talking about and kind of discussing who should get whose souls as we see these stories. All three of these are great. Two of these actually have the same guy in them. It's got Richard Mull from Night Court, and from many things, Dungeon Master, all that from Night Court. And Claire has this girl that I acted only in this film, but no, Greta's the one, the girl only acted in this film, but she's really really makes that impression. And the cool thing is the full feature length, unadulterated, uncut version of Greta is on here as well for the very first, and as far as I know, the only time on the DVD is Greta. It is Night Train to Terror is the very first one that I saw, which brings us to what was my favorite era when it came to the Vinegar Syndrome titles. And the best way to do that is just to see which got the most. And I guess coming in last place, even though I really love these films, Chills Ales. Trying to remember favorite. I was on Cloud 9 talking. Well, yeah, I can understand. Nightmare Weekend and Night Train to Terror are number 17 and number 90. So this is in the really early era of Vinegar Syndrome. Coming in second, I guess fourth. So coming in third place would be the newer titles. Number 330, number 320, number 301, and number 331 are there are three 300s in this list. So enjoy these titles here, and they do go. There's more of the 300s than there is of the really earlies. Coming in third place, in second place. Got to get this right. With 6 titles from the list are the 200s. 228, 253, 251, 259, 260, and 264. So obviously, I like the 200 eras of Vinegar Syndrome. And coming in first place with 9 titles is the 100 era of Vinegar Syndrome. So the Spine 100 era with spine number 134, 138, 148, 149, 162, 167, 177, 187, and 190. It is a great cross section of horror and comedy and like supernatural and slasher and a kind of a little mixture of everything. So the 100s era of Vinegar Syndrome, according to my top 20 breakdown, is my favorite era of Vinegar Syndrome, with the 200s coming in um, a very close second, and the 300s coming in a farther off third, and the pre-hundreds coming in last place. What exactly does that mean? Well, you asked me what era of Vinegar Syndrome I like best, and I guess it was between I guess the hundreds, 200s era of Vinegar Syndrome. Does that mean I don't like what Vinegar Syndrome is doing now? Not at all. I love what Vinegar Syndrome is doing now. Their box sets that are coming out are incredible. The stuff they've done with the Giallo sets, the Camille Keaton set, the fact that they're doing homegrown horror sets. There's a lot of really, really great stuff being done. They're changing up what they do. But it was interesting to look back and to see exactly where a lot of the stuff was going to was going to rank. I didn't know when I started this. I just started picking out. Said, okay, I'm just going to pick it. I'm not even going to look at the numbers. I just want to pick out the titles that I know are films that I've watched more than twice, and I really enjoyed them both times that I watched them. Some of these, like Night Train to Terror, I've watched at least 7 or 8 times. I'm not even joking with that one. Some may look at this video and say, well, why don't you do the UHDs or why don't you do box sets? Because it wasn't fair for regular films to do like UHDs and box sets. It was taking the regular films as they are and see how did they feel progression of the films. As we get into like the later films, you're going to see stuff like Spookies, which made the list like one because I enjoyed the film, but also to be totally honest, because I found that what they've done with features has gotten really, really good. With Vinegar Syndrome, they have really upped their game on features. Vinegar Syndrome is like Indicator in that like they started out with good features, but they've come to a point where the features on their sets rival the films themselves. They're just such amazing stuff that you can't ignore it. It's just too good to ignore. So you can have a film that some people will love, like me, and a lot of people will hate or will be iffy on, like Fear. But people buy it anyway, even if they're not big on it, because the features on Fear are so good, and they really are. They're that good. I just want to get Fear 2 out as well. Is it as good as the first one? Not really. But for some people, actually, they like it better. So I would love to see Fear 2 come out with some great features and see what people's thoughts on that one are, especially when people were so iffy on the first one. And with that being said, let's look at the titles now and see exactly where we're at with the count. Every week we're going to be doing a count. So let's get me off the screen. And let's look at Vinegar Syndrome. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to look at the limited edition stuff. I'm going to bring up your messages right here so I can see. For everybody that's liked, shared, subscribed, and thank you so much. So we'll look at the going out of print first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the limited editions. So since there's only 12 that are going into print, it's easy to look at these. I gave recommendations on these before. I don't think I have the two here. I like Blue Money. A lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was a little bit kind of boring. It is considered an adult film, although it doesn't have a lot of adult aspects into it. It has 87 left right now. Dark Room here is a bit of a slasher title with 106 left. Remember, when I'm showing these ones here, these aren't ones that are going into print next week. You're going into print tomorrow. These are ones that are once they're gone, they're gone. There's no coming back without a slipcover for these. Next up is Death Row Game Show, which is at 408. This one's going a lot slower than I expected to. So hey there, Dave. My theory on the frog banner, I really think it's frogs. At this point, I thought about it. I thought about Hell Comes the Frog 10, 2 or 3, but I actually think it's going to be frogs. So the 4K of the MGM movie Frogs with with Ray Milland, and It's just that's my thought right now. But the only problem with that is the new clues kind of like move away from that. That's the killer part. What's your thought on? What's your theory? What's everybody else's theory on frogs? On frogs on the frog banner. There's over 1,000 left for don't answer the phone, so I think everybody's safe when it comes to don't answer the phone. I think double exposure has got 611 left, so you're good with double exposure. Grandma's house as 797. If this one goes down in stock, guys, buy this one. It's a really good one. In the Cold of Night, almost made my top 20 list. It was actually number 21. Uh, it took the place of Party Line. Party Line was took the Party Line took the place of In the Cold of Night because they didn't want to have two of the same style on. Too many of the same style. No, I don't think we're ever going to get 6K or 8K. I think well, the next one we wouldn't be 6, it'd be 8K, and I think that's only going to be for streaming and video games. Because 4K streaming isn't the quality of like a 4K disc. It's still like significantly under the quality in picture and sound. So 8K streaming would get you up to the quality of like a 4K disc. But it's going to mostly be looking at video games. This is a great cast too. Jeff Lester's on this one, Adrian Stack, Shannon Tweed, Tibby Hedren, Mark Singer, Brian Thompson, David Soul. Strong recommendation, this right here. Of course, here is Jack Frost. No particular cover anymore, though. 323 are left of this one. Again, if you're collecting there, with Malibu High at 768 left, 58 left. Breakfoot Pools, 188 for Take One and Moving. The Hearse, I really like this one with their Joseph Cotton's got 430 left. And Witch Trap's another fun that almost made the list, has around 750 left right now. That being said, let us go through the limited editions. These are ones that we're going to sort by old to new. Death Valley, I don't think Vinegar Syndrome has, I don't think Scream Factory has the rights to Death Valley anymore. That was one of the early releases. So I don't think that you're going to get that one on 4K unless somebody else picks it up or Scream Factory picks it up again. Because I'm pretty sure Scream Factory lost the rights to it. I'm assuming you're talking about the Paul Le Mat film with the guy from Christmas Story, because it's a really good film. But no 4K as far as I know, unless it's outside of like North America. And I wasn't really sure. Lost films of Hirsch Gordon Lewis are down to 938. With this is a slip version, and of course it's unlimited without slip. Over 1,000 for Sugar Cookies, which is a really good film actually. Graduation Day is another one that I always recommend to people. Over 1,000 on this one. Frightmare has over 1,000. I love that slipcover way more than the cover I got. Corruption's probably over 664. The Bees is one I really like. That one's over 1,000. Paul Le Mat, yep. Blue Ice is over 1,000. So we won't stop on anything's over 1,000. We'll only stop on things that aren't. Trashy Lady is over 1,000. That one may or may not be on my list. So check out my Patreon video when I do it live to talk about that. Hangs About Nothing's in $4.99. Once this one's gone, it's gone. It's not like a pictures release. So that's a triple bill with Children Can Play with Dead Things and Kent Yorga, Vampire. Nice triple bill, man. A Woman's Torment would have over 1,000. This would have easily been on my list, but it is an X-rated title, so I didn't put it down here. Her Name is Lisa is over 1,000 as well. The Severed Arm, gotta be getting down there. 237 with that slipcover. The Night of Victorians, I'm not going to do the all ones. Perfect Strangers, and not the bulky one. Oh no, these aren't made to order titles. These aren't like Warner Brothers where they were made on demand. When you see like the limited edition, what it means like this for a lot of these here, it's like the slipcover, and if there's any, and some of them, if they have an extra disc, like kind of like Arrow does sometimes, then it'll be limited to that. 11th Commandment is down to 440, so that one is slowly getting down there. More Valley Massacre, I'm expecting this to be over 1,000. No, 606. So interesting to see that there, because I actually did like that film a lot. High School Fantasies is. We're not going to go to what Cthulhu Mansion's down to 76. Keep an eye on this one, guys. I'm not sure if this one's going to make it to the sale at all, but so just keep an eye as this one gets down low. It is down. If you're a fan of of Juan Picar Simon. Uh, Nothing released recently on 4K that I can think about, actually, as far as the lesbian vampire films go. I'd say the closest, though, like keep an eye on Indicator because they've started to put out some genre land stuff. So that would be the newest stuff, Cake. Over 1,000 for Dark Tower. It's not that bad, guys. If you Hitcher in the Dark is at 927. It's an Umberto Lenzi film. Definitely a recommendation on that one. Forgotten Jelly Volume 3, the actual box set is 712. Strong recommendation there. It's been my favorite of the Forgotten Jelly boxes that I got. Death Promise is at 688. We got to do 7 pages of these. We got Last Gasp here at over 1,000, which is kind of amazing when you realize this was part of the $10 sale. I'm hoping that the halfway to Black Friday will give us another $10 sale. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I don't think it will because that was a one-time thing, but I'm hoping for it. 575 here for Rush Week. We got for Six String Samurai, which one of the VSUs is over 1,000 left. It's probably their least popular VSU because it was just it's such a niche title. But I liked it. 243 for The Cellar, which is a good one. Keep an eye on that one, guys. Volume 1 of Homegrown Horrors is down to 618 copies. I think the second volume is more interesting to me, but I do want to have them both. Surf 2 is not a favorite of mine, but it's at 105. So if you want to get Surf 2, it's definitely get it with the slipcover. Here's one that is a favorite of mine, and that is Televised Terrors Volume 1. I'm still waiting, Vinegar Syndrome, for Televised Terrors Volume 2. Anytime you want to do that, I would much appreciate it. Over 1,000 left on this one, which is a real shame because this one deserves. Crimes of Passion is amazing. I love that film. If you're older, like I'm not sure how old you're, okay, but for me, when Crimes of Passion came out, it was on VHS, and there were 2 editions. There was like the pink and blue edition, and one of them was the unrated cut. One of them was the R-rated cut. And depending on which color you chose, pink or blue, that's what cut you got. As you guys know, this is my least favorite things that Vinegar Syndrome ever put out, along with the Bolo Syndrome, is the Cardona Collection, Volume 1 over 1,000. It's just movies that need editors. Alien from LA is still over 1,000, which is a shame. It's a really good one. Through the Fire I got, but I still haven't watched it. As over 1,000 as well. We got The Lamp here, aka The Outing, over 1,000, which I understand because it was put out from Scream Factory earlier than that, but it's only a DVD from Scream Factory. Killer's Delight, I really liked. It is a shame this one's over 1,000 because this is a really good title. Terminal Island is a great one. This one would have made the list if I included UHDs. And this one here is a great title. It's over 1,000. It's got like Tom Selleck and Roger E. Mosley in this one. Tough Guys Don't Dance also came very close to making the list. It's got over 1,000 there. And Girl School Screamers has over 1,000, which definitely wouldn't made the list. Neither would And He Leaves Meat Pies, which is also over 1,000. Not saying that they're bad films, it just wouldn't make my list. Whatever It Takes is a VSA release, and that's 622. I will be doing a VSA top and bottom list for very soon as well. That was actually going to be part of this one until I wanted to make that for another one. So you will be seeing a live. I think I'm going to do it live. I'm not sure I'm going to do a live or pre-taped, but I'm doing my top VSAs and my bottom VSAs, because VSAs are the one Vinegar Syndrome one where I can actually say there are ones that I really, really love, and there's ones that are really, really tough watches. So for those that think I'm too positive, that list is coming. Phantasm Comes Again is over 1,000. It's done on the Peak Ram title, but this is not an adult film. Shallow Grave here is at 983, and I 110% recommend you guys all watch Shallow Grave. It's a great little title. Resurrection is a lot of fun too. It's a 505. It's got a great slipcover. I like Russell McKay. I like Christopher Lambert. I don't mind like knockoff type films. Devil's Story, yeah, everybody should see this. This is insanely fun. Blades, if you're a fan of Blades, and a lot of people are actually, I got to rewatch this one. Is over 1,000. It's Jaws, but with a lawnmower. We got David Azel's Part 2, which is a peak ram, so we're not really going to get into those. So that's over 1,000. Flesh for Frankenstein. It's this is a great release. Over 1,000 left on this one. Um, that is such a great release. This is a VSP, and I actually really like Sensor. I think it's one of the best looking VSPs he ever did. It's just everything about this is like aesthetically pleasing to me. It's fantastic. Another great one is Nothing Underneath Too Beautiful to Die. It is a double feature Giallo set, and do I recommend it? I 1,000% recommend it. We I totally grew up on on Full Moon. Laughing Dead as over 1,000 left. Still haven't watched Laughing Dead. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Ticks I really liked. Over 1,000 left on this one. Transferred to 4K. Understandable. The Grave, 214 left on this one. This is in Canada, so I have not yet got to see this one. Camille Keaton box set at over 1,000, which is a shame because this is a really good box set. Trauma, I love my Argento guys, and I actually really do like this film. It's over 1,000 on this one here. Ebola Syndrome, I don't care about. It's got over 1,000 left. I know I'm in the minority there, but I'm just not a fan of it. Creature is over 1,000 as well. The films of Rudy Ray Moore box is down to 129. So if you want it, guys, it's 129 left. Steel and Lace was a bit of a sleeper hit. Was over 1,000 left on that one. It's a really good one. Curfew is actually in Canada right now, and that one's over 1,000. That one has Kyle Richards from the Halloween films. And I guess she has from those like not desperate housewives, housewives of something. Master of the World, not a favorite of mine. Again, over 1,000 on this one. Forgotten Jelly Volume 4 is here as well. Over 1,000 on that one. I do recommend that one. Fortress of America. It's not that this is a bad film. It's that I don't think it fits the VSAs as I thought they would. Once this came in, I knew VSAs were not going to be something I had to collect everything up. The UHD to Madman is here at over 1,000. If it's over 1,000, I'm just going to kind of bypass really quickly. I'm not a fan of the Scare 61st, so. Sister is at 920. That's a Southern Gothic film. It's a bit slow for some people, but I actually really liked it. Weird Children at Play is at over 1,000. We got Wolfpack here, probably over 1,000 on that one. Nope. Schizoid, X-Ray, 4K over 1,000 on that one. It's a good release. Reform School Girls, another really fun release, 933 on this one right here. So anything that's down lowish, you know, keep an eye on. Double feature Hard Rock Zombies and Slaughterhouse Rock. Slaughterhouse Rock's the reason to get this one, in my opinion. It's over 1,000 on this one here. Talons of the Eagle. I think I have this one. I got it for $10. I wouldn't buy it otherwise. It's over 1,000 left. Cloak and Dagger's great. Over 1,000 left on this one. This is a great one. We'll keep an eye on that one, guys. And Miami Connection, another fantastic. 893. You are going to want to have Miami Connection because it is a great release from Vinegar Center. I mean, like, not a good release. It's a great release. Yikes. It's like you can hear a bell ringing, but it's my glass. Cloak and Dagger's Dabney Coleman. Really cool film about a kid that plays this video game, Cloak and Dagger, and he has this like kind of imaginary friend played by Dabney Coleman in one of those rare early Dabney Coleman good guy roles. It's a lot of fun. Here's one to pick up. This is Miami Connection. It has a great hard box with a slipcover on the inside of it. You open it up, it is a UHD release with a ton of special features. Get the UHD, and you get the 2 Blu-rays. Fantastic release. See, every once in a while I might surprise you with something. Alien Private Eye has over 1,000 left. Flesh Eater is still in the over 1,000 range. That's a peak ammo one, so it's over 1,000. We're not going in those. Thriller, A Cruel Picture is at 916. The original release, that was fantastic. This one, surprisingly, Vinegar Syndrome's restarted doing their drive-in collections, and like putting out new ones for Horror High and Stanley's. So far, the only one they put out. Over 1,000 left. I was surprised that one didn't sell more. Scared to Death is that over 1,000. Why's Rock Aliens? Same thing. Expect No Mercy. Expect No Mercy watching it either. Red Surf, same. I'm not going to stick anything. So got over 1,000. Streak the Mutilated. I recommend that one. That one's over 1,000. It's not a good movie. It's a fun movie. Righting Wrongs. Again, recommendation on that one too. House of Laughing Windows. We all want badly, man. That's a great title. I only have the Shameless Screen Entertainment like DVD of that one so far. That would be fantastic for 4K. 200 Cover Angels, Kiss Me Monster is the first Jess Franco that they put out. Cyber Vengeance is over 1,000 on that one. Hunger of Melting Man, we're still, I think a lot of these are going to be over 1,000. Forgotten Jelly Bean 5, expect that to be over 1,000. I don't think anything else here is going to be under the 1,000. I'll hit on Santo just to be sure. Let's hit on a couple just to see if any of these here look like they're going to hit the under 1,000 range, and I don't really think that they will. Sworn Justice was a really good. A lot of people hate this one. I had fun with it. Wolfen was good. I saw Wolfen in theater, man. I'm that old. I can't imagine any of these here are going to be under the 1,000 range. Now, here's the title that's going to be coming out. And that's A Blade in the Dark. It's kind of like slides open. So we know that's not going to regular release now. That's the pre-order for May. Showgirls is here. That's the other pre-order for May that we got. Very tempted on the Blade in the Dark, but $50 is a lot. So it's really going to depend. Like before, when I was working on the channel, I worked another job as well. So, and I was like, okay, I can put stuff aside for sales. Right now, it's a little it takes a little longer. But it is what it is, right? And it's fun. But somebody mentioned a new Umbrella release, and I do want to check that out while we're still here before I let you guys go. Kind of wonder if it's you meant under Umbrella or under there. So here it is, the Razorback release, guys. The last time I showed you one of these right here, it was the Terrifier release, and it sold out. It was $36 when the pre-sale was on. It went up after the pre-sale. So it's only lower during the pre-sale. And by the way, that was in Canadian dollars. So just to give you an idea, because Canadian and American dollars are going to be different. So if you're in the United States, then A Blade in the Dark is going to cost you. There you go, $36. So $36 for you in the United States. You lucky people. All right. There are two big editions of Razorback. I love this film. So Umbrella has been putting out these massive editions. The last time we looked at one of these, it was Terrifier. The massive edition sold out while we were talking about it. Now this is the Dangerous or Dead Razorback Big Collector's Edition. What's included here? A lot, and I do mean a lot. You get the 4K UHD of Razorback. You get the Blu-ray of Razorback. You get an action figure. I kid you not, there's an action figure included here. You get a T-shirt, the novel for Razorback, rigid case to slip cover that goes inside. A rigid case goes inside it. A slip case, poster, art cards. It is pretty damn cool. So let's look at this right here. You can see we have the Razorback action figure right there. Yes, it is made by the guy from Night Highlander. uh, it's a Razorback T-shirt. There's a beautiful cover. That's an amazing. That is gorgeous artwork for Razorback, and it's such an unusual film. If you've never seen Razorback, strong recommendation, because it is such a cool little film, and it just subverts your expectations like at least 2 or 3 times. um, Got the back of it right there. Amazing. And like so that's the biggest edition. Now you can buy like a smaller edition of Razorback here for $50 less. It has the 4K UHD, the Blu-ray, the novel, rigid case, slip case, and the poster and art cards. So it's going to matter how much you want the T-shirt and the action figure and all the other stuff that's included. We also did a really good edition of Kids here, which is definitely a hard to watch film, but a good film, a really good film. Wade Buffalo. I can kind of see that, but Razorback is a little. I can't say without giving it away. Actually, you have to get the Ultimate Pack. It looks amazing. So, Kids is a great film by Larry Clark, but it was definitely very controversial. We got a Blu-ray, a rigid case, slipcase, poster, a book, and a 35 millimeter film still from the movie. It's the 48-page behind the scenes experience in art, an A3 reversible poster. A great film and a very amazingly realistic film. Jaws on Land, yeah, with a couple twists. So, new features on Kids includes the world premiere of the Tribeca Film Festival winning documentary "We Were Once Kids," and a new audio commentary with author and film historian Alexandra Heller Nicholas. Love her stuff, so it's gonna be good. So, for those that I apologize, I didn't say the new stuff for Razorback, so let's just check on here. So, worldwide premiere of Umbrella 4K restoration of Razorback and 4K UHD only from Umbrella Entertainment. Dangerous or Dead Razorback Big Collector's Edition is only available from the Umbrella Entertainment website. The new thing here, and it is on the 4K disc only. So if you only get the Blu-ray, you won't get it. And that is the audio commentary with Michael and Peter Sperig, only on the 4K disc. All the other stuff is here, stuff that's been kind of ported over from the other releases. But we got the 48-page book there as well, behind the scenes book, and as well as a 378-page novel from 1981 that the movie Razorback was based on. I want to thank you for bringing that to my attention. What an incredible release! Something everybody should know about. And I know it's a rough now. It's halfway to Black Friday month, but I think people should know this is out there. And with that being said, our hour is up. We've actually gone a little bit over, an hour and 4 minutes. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. I want to give a big shout out to Swift, who gave us our only super chats of the day and of this month, actually. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that. If you're watching my Patreon channel as well, then you're going to see more live videos because we're going to be doing a live video talking about the other Vinegar Syndrome titles that we can't talk about right here, and diving just a little bit deeper as well. There will be live videos on my regular channel here every week, sometimes multiple, and there will be some pre-tape stuff for Vinegar Syndrome here as well for the halfway to Black Friday month. We will also, you are welcome, man, anytime. And we'll also be looking at the Severin announcements as they come up as well, and be diving into that more. So this is halfway to Black Friday month on the channel. Anything Vinegar Syndrome, anything Severin, you will find it right here. And if anything is a little bit more risque, you will find it over on the Patreon channel, patreon.com/the live movie club. And I will see you here and I will see you there. But for now, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time in the Call to Cinema. I think I'm going to go watch this.